This will be a brief video going over a new release that we did here at Alcomy recently. Um, the release has been geared primarily towards behavioral homes. So the two big things that were released were P&I logs, which are personal and incidental logs, money logs. So, when your client or your consumer gets money or is spending money, facilities have to keep track of all of that information as well as take pictures of the receipts and keep all of that on hand. And so I just wanted to kind of go over that, as well as for facilities that have females in the facility, we have now a menstrual log. I know that you have to keep track of the menstrual cycle for the ladies in your home, so I just wanted to go over that. These are just kind of the release highlights, so you'll see just a few snippets of what some of the different parts of it will look like. I'll dive into the actual system in a second, but here's, of course, attaching the receipt. There's a signature that's involved, so the staff can sign as well as the clients can sign, and that will show up on the report. And then here's an example of the report. The menstrual log, of course, again, this is for tracking the menstrual period, and so you can see here. But I want to really dive in and kind of go through the process a little bit. So on the notebook, this is where each of the logs will be. And so the two new ones here are the money log. You'll see the little money sign, as well as the menstrual log. So for the money, your staff can click on it here, and then it'll ask, is this a deposit or is this a withdrawal? In this case, I am going to deposit. So let's say they get $100. If you click category, it'll allow you to choose whether it was family, a gift, was it a paycheck, was it Social Security income? Let's just say it was a gift. And then you can add a memo, which that memo can just be anything you want. And then you can either browse files. So I'm just going to browse files as an example. So let's say you have that on your computer already. Let's just take just a random screenshot. So that would be, in the case of a receipt, a picture of the receipt, of course, that you have on your computer, or you can take a picture and then you can, of course, write notes. If I click record, this will now have me, I can either type it. So on the computer, I'll have to type it. Actually, you don't have to type it. You can draw your signature here, even on the computer, and then you click sign. So that's the staff portion of documenting the P&I. Now, if you want to see the report or what is going in, what's going out, if I go to residents, and I was dealing with John earlier, so I'm going to go to John and click money here. This gives you a little bit more detailed information. Somebody has deposited $100,000 in here, so it's a lot, but it'll tell you the ending balance. It'll tell you, if it was a gift. If you click on it, you'll be able to actually see that picture that you attached. And then, of course, you can print off this report. You can also include this on a quarterly report, and this total balance will show up. So actually, let me show that. So if you go to reports, and let's just choose, I don't think we've created a P&I report. So with the reports, you can sort of create custom reports. I'm going to go to logs, and I'm going to choose money here. So I'm going to click next. Let's do money log, click submit. And so you'll see all these other logs, but I want just the money log. So I'm going to click generate, choose John, because that was the person that I had documented for, and then choose the time frame. For a P&I, of course, or for a quarterly, you might do a quarter. I'm just going to do past 30 days, click submit, and this will run a report that includes all of that information. So you'll see all the deposits, the current balance, the signatures, and then you can run a separate report with all the images. So that's the P&I log. If we go back to the dashboard where the staff document, you can also do menstrual. So the staff will click this, and then it'll ask them, what are the symptoms, what's the flow, how many pads were used, tampons were used, clots, if any, color, consistency, all the information. You can be very detailed. You don't have to include this information. I'm just going to run through this so that something will show up on the report when we run it. Let's do one, medium, consistency, whatever it might be. So then I'm going to click record, and then it's asking me Earlier, I started a menstrual cycle. Do you want to end the menstrual cycle? So I'm just going to say yes in this case. So now, if I go to residence and I go to the reports, let's see if somebody's already done menstrual. Nope. So I'm going to click add, and I'm going to create a custom report, and I just have to click on menstrual. That's all I have to do. And then just name this menstrual log. Click submit. And again, you only have to do that once. Once you've done that, it's going to stay, and you can just search it just like I did here. Click generate, do John Adams, past 30 days, just as an example. And then this will run a report based on the documentation. I haven't documented all. I've only documented one, so you can see here, but it'll tell you the time frame. And then it'll have each individual instance of your documentation. So that'll show up there. Those are two newer big things that we've released in Alcomy that we hope can really, really benefit behavioral homes, ARFs, different facilities that have to document these types of things. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to us, and we'd be happy to kind of walk you through the process and kind of show you what the documentation looks like. Thanks.